If you want to create a backyard oasis, starting with an in-ground pool, there are lots of places you could call. But if you want white glove, gold star service, there's only one place you can get that: Giuliano's Pools, right here in Vernon, Connecticut. Meet Brian Giuliano, namesake and owner of Giuliano's Pools. You might think that a contractor who specializes in pools is born into the trade, but some come by it through pure dedication. So, how did this all start?
It just so happened that I grew up in a small town that had a pool company, and a lot of friends of mine that I had played baseball and basketball and sports with had worked for this company and said, why don't you come on over? So for $3 an hour, I went and I accepted the position, and I began working on pools. Started becoming known as the guy that asked all the questions. And our foreman actually had to designate a 15-minute time block during the day where he would shut down the job and just let me ask him questions.
It wasn't long before Brian and his brother had learned enough and decided to launch their own pool company, Giuliano's Pools. One thing you'll notice about Brian right off the bat, he's no office guy.
We're taking our final measurements to start digging our pool out. If you turn behind you right here, this is where we put the topsoil that we scraped off. But if you look over to the right, what I'm in the progress of doing there, that's the grass, or the carpet as we call it.
You're just as likely to find Brian digging a pool as on his cell phone talking to clients.
You got it. I'm going to call Chris now.
We would literally walk through neighborhoods, knock on the door, open up and said, would you be interested in having me build you an in-ground pool? Think about how awkward that was. And there was a fellow in Towne, Connecticut that said, yeah, I'm interested. And that's what gave us our shot.
Painting out the pool so Eric knows exactly where to excavate.
And when I first started, I remember knocking on the door of the first job my brother and I completed. We were super excited. Everything was perfect, like we always wanted it to be. And we said to the customer, are you happy with the job? And they said, Brian, the pool's perfect. And we were so happy. And they said, but the communication, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't feel like we were kept in the loop. Brian, we love the pool. We're going to use you forever. But that started a light in my head that said to myself, wait a minute. I need to convey to these people, I know what the next step is, my brother knows what the next step is, but the customer doesn't. So when they go to bed that night, they're not knowing if we're coming.
And with that, Giuliano's excellence in customer service was born. For Giuliano's, it's not just about a perfect pool, it's about a perfect experience.
Over these years is now we have an office staff, and what that staff does is update the people daily. If we complete a job at 6 o'clock at night and nobody's home and there's no note on the door, you have a phone call or a message waiting on your answer machine saying the crew will be back in the morning and this is the task that they're going to complete, and it happens. People like that. It is, you know, how are all these contractors coordinated? And it's done through us. We want you to lean on us. You know, we can take it. We want to be the ones that supervise this whole thing. We've tried it the other way and it just doesn't work. We want to be the go-to person, with the vested interest being a smooth, successful, perfect job. We're also here for free advice and 7 days a week, my cell phone, and I'm proud of that. You know, I did that from the beginning, and I do it now, and I'll do it, you know, at the very end. There's two things that have held with me from the beginning. One is, being in the pool business, it's kind of focused around a lot of the holidays, the Memorial Day, the 4th of July, the Labor Day. There's always a lot of pressure to make sure that all your customers are happy. When it was me and my brother, when we first started, we used to look at each other before the first big holiday, Memorial Day, and say to ourselves, we don't want anybody being upset with us at a picnic or a cookout, because that would be the worst possible thing to happen. We would work hard to make sure that that wouldn't happen. Well, the thing that distinguishes us is that all we do is in-ground pool construction and service.
Look at the power in a big Volvo.
We don't use any subcontractors. We have all our own guys in-house. I had a customer once years ago tell me that I was over-accommodating. He was a contractor himself. Brian, you're too accommodating, but that's why you get the business you do, and that's why we use you. And I don't mind being over-accommodating because in the end I think it's worth it now. In the pool world, it is achievable to get that type of gold star quality for not a huge difference in cost. A $3,000 to $5,000 difference in a pool can mean the difference between a Chevrolet and a Mercedes-Benz. My standard package is the Mercedes-Benz. Years ago, we implemented a mission statement. The mission statement is posted in my showroom for all my customers to see as they walk out the door with a big sign thanking them for the business.
This mission statement is lived every day by Brian and his staff. They are 100% committed to unparalleled excellence in creating your future backyard paradise. Thanks for watching. For more information, just visit their website at www.julianospools.com.